You might be struggling to understand how to come up with a formula to solve this problem. This video will tell you exactly that. If you're looking for a quick solution and just want to see the code, refer to the link in the description below to my GitHub profile. However, if you want to see how I came up with that formula, stay with me a little longer. Hello friends, welcome back to Study Algorithms, a place where I simplify problems using animations and visuals. Today, we would be looking at the problem number line jumps from HackerRank. First, I will explain you the problem statement and show you a visual representation of the given test case. Next, we will try to derive the formula to solve this problem efficiently. Going forward, we will look at a dry run of the code so that you understand how all of this actually works. Without further ado, let's get started. Let us try to understand the problem first. You are given the start position and the jump distance of two kangaroos, and you have to determine if they would ever land in the same position after a certain number of jumps. And the input parameters look something like this. X1 and V1 tell the starting position and the jump distance of kangaroo number 1, and X2 and V2 tell the starting position and the jump distance of kangaroo number 2. So now let us say this is your play area and kangaroos would be jumping on this area. So let us bring our kangaroo number 1. And as the problem says, the starting position of kangaroo number 1 is 0, right? Let us bring our kangaroo number 2 also. As per the problem, the starting position of kangaroo number 2 is at 4. Now, both of the kangaroos are at their starting position. What does the problem tell you next? The jump distance of kangaroo number 1 is 3, right? So, when kangaroo number 1 would try to jump, he would jump a total of 3 positions. And hence, in the first iteration, kangaroo number 1 will reach at position number 3. But at the same time, kangaroo number 2 will also jump, right? But he can only jump 2 places. So, when kangaroo number 2 tries to jump, he hops over only 2 positions and hence he reaches 6. So, after one jump each, 3 and 6 are the new positions of kangaroo number 1 and 2. This will keep on happening. The kangaroo number 1 will now jump again. This time he will again jump 3 places. So this time he lands at position number 6. You may feel that, oh, both the kangaroos are now at the same position. But during this time, kangaroo number 2 will also jump, correct? So kangaroo number 2 reaches at position number 8. So after 2 jumps, the positions are 6 and 8 respectively. Kangaroo number 1 will jump again. He jumps 3 more positions and he reaches position number 9. Kangaroo number 2 will also jump, so he will reach at position number 10. After one more jump, kangaroo number 1 jumps 3 more positions and lands at position number 12. At the same time, kangaroo 2 will also make a jump. He again makes a jump for 2 places and he also reaches at position number 12. So you can see that after 4 jumps, both the kangaroos 1 and 2 have reached the same position, that is position number 12. Since both these kangaroos were able to reach at the same position at the same time, you have to return yes as your answer. If for any reason both the kangaroos cannot come at the same position, you need to return no as your answer. Now, if you have understood the problem, feel free to try it out on your own. Otherwise, let us try to solve it. Do remember that coming up with a brute force solution to this problem could be hard. That is because you have to find out all the positions kangaroo number 1 would try to reach and all the positions kangaroo number 2 will try to reach. And then you need to determine, okay, are these values equal? Are these values equal? So that would take up a lot of time. So you need to invent some kind of a formula or you need to apply some kind of physics or mathematics to achieve an efficient solution. Let us see how you can do it. To get to an efficient solution to the problem, you need to know a very basic formula of physics. That is, speed equals to distance upon time. In this problem, you can assume that the kangaroos make a jump every second. So in 1 second, both the kangaroos make one jump. In 2 seconds, both the kangaroos made two jumps. In 3 seconds, both the kangaroos make three jumps. And so on. You get the idea. So let me change the formula to speed equals to distance upon jumps. That means that the distance traveled by the kangaroo equals to speed into number of jumps that the kangaroo is making. To solve the problem, let us assume that after some j seconds, both the kangaroos reach the ultimate positions. These j seconds could also be called as j jumps, right? So the distance traveled by kangaroo number 1 would be v1 into j, and similarly the distance traveled by kangaroo 2 would be v2 into j. That is because v1 is the length of jump kangaroo 1 makes and v2 is the length of jump kangaroo 2 makes. Also, the starting positions of both the kangaroos is different. The starting position of kangaroo 1 is x1, so we will add x1 to my total distance. And the starting position of kangaroo 2 is x2, and hence we will add x2 to my total distance of kangaroo number 2. Now, to solve this problem, we want that both of these values should be the same, right? So hence I would equate them. So when I equate them, it will turn out to be x1 plus v1 into j should be equal to x2 plus v2 into j, right? Taking a step further, I will get x2 minus x1 equals to v1 minus v2 into j, and hence j equals to x2 minus x1 divided by v1 minus v2. Now j is the jump when both the kangaroos will be at the same place. As per the problem statement, we want that the value of j should be an integer, right? That means that the kangaroo cannot make a 0.25 jump or a 0.5 jump. So all we need to do is we need to make sure that the remainder of this formula should be 0. Hence, what I mean by that is x2 minus x1 modulo v1 minus v2 should be equal to 0. If we can achieve this condition, then both the kangaroos can appear at the same place after some j number of jumps, and hence you can return yes. If this formula leaves a remainder, then these kangaroos cannot meet, and hence you just need to return a 0. If you have understood this, writing a code for this becomes really easy. The time complexity of this solution would be also order of 1 because you are not running any loops, and the space complexity is also order of 1 because you're not consuming any new data structure. Let me quickly show you the code for this. That's it. That's the code you need to solve. So for your parameters, you have x1 as the starting position of kangaroo 1 and v1 as the jump distance of kangaroo 1. x2 is the starting position of kangaroo 2 and v2 is the jump distance of kangaroo 2. In our problem, you are given a specific condition that x2 is always greater than x1. That simply means that kangaroo 2 always starts ahead of kangaroo number 1. Now, if v2 is greater than v1, that means if the jump distance of kangaroo 2 is also greater than the jump distance of kangaroo 1, then both these kangaroos can never meet, right? Because kangaroo number 2 will just run away and 1 will be left behind. So, in the first condition, I just check if v2 is greater than v1. If yes, then I return a no. That means both the kangaroos can never meet. However, if that is not the case, I apply my formula. So for the given parameters, the formula would be 4 minus 0 modulo 3 minus 2. That translates to 4 modulo 1. This has a value equal to 0 because 4 can be divided by 1 perfectly. And hence, in this case, your answer would be yes. I hope I was able to simplify the problem and its solution for you. Go ahead and grab those points on HackerRank now. As per my final thoughts, I want to let you know that not all problems can be solved using an algorithm. Often in computer programming, you might need to use some mathematical skills or you need to think out of the box to come up with some very efficient solutions. What other methods did you try to solve the problem? Or rather, what problems did you face? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and I would love to discuss all of them with you. If you're still facing doubt, head over to the website studyalgorithms.com for a text-based explanation. I am including a link in the description below. As a reminder, if you found this video helpful, please do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This motivates me to make more and more such videos where I can simplify programming concepts for you. Also let me know what problem do you want me to solve next. Until then, see ya.